Mickey, you said last week that the only thing that would really affect the market, at least in the month of August, was any sort of political turmoil. And, well, we had that, and the market responded accordingly. Is that really the only factor that we saw this week?
Pretty much. We had a few earnings come out. Disney was one of the big earnings that really has been left. Their earnings were not as great as was hoped for, but it really was all about the issue with North Korea this week. And as we talked about now at the end of the summer, it is political news. That caused some volatility at the end of last week, and we'll see what happens with that as we move forward.
One of the other things I wanted to talk to you about was the report we were discussing right before this video conference from CNBC regarding 200 of the S&P 500 stocks in the indices in correction mode. What does that mean, and how should investors respond?
That was a really interesting story I read today, and yes, 200 stocks, including Amazon, are actually in correction mode, having sold off 10% from their recent highs. And that is an interesting situation to watch, because what that tells us that there's a lot of internal breakdown going on within the S&P. Now, do you do anything yet? No, because we don't know what's going to happen here. But it's something that we have to continue watching, because you have some very big names breaking down on this list, and they're in correction mode. And if they continue to sell off moving forward, we will see the S&P start to turn and move down itself. But a lot of this could just be some trading profits after big runs. But we're watching it very closely. And if anyone's interested in a link to this story to see the stocks, please email me. I'll give you my email here, and I'll say it at the end, mickey@envestim.com. I would glad to send you the link. It's a lot of good stocks to watch, but it's a very interesting situation. We're not saying you should jump and sell everything, but sometimes what you'll see is the internals of an indice start to break down before you get the actual overall market turn. And this is why we watch things like this, to see are we starting to get this correction. We know it's coming, we just don't know when.
Any chance that the correction mode with the 200 stocks in the S&P 500 index have anything to do with the rhetoric we're seeing between the United States and North Korea this week?
It didn't help, but a lot of these stocks have already started. We saw some profit taking on some. Amazon, their numbers weren't as good as expected. That started their move down, and then you have the market volatility, and that exacerbated the selling. So I think it's a little combination of both. But a lot of it has been, we've talked about, the stocks are priced to perfection. You had great earnings, but people start looking down 12 and 18 months down the road. So there's been a lot of run-up in these price of the stocks and profit taking. And then you start getting these computer programs that start taking profits. And you just get a lot of things that can turn easily. And the momentum changes.
I guess it's really a tribute to you that while some of the stock traders and registered investment advisors, as you said last week, are off to the Hamptons, you're hard at work in August, and it looks like it might be a real good reason for that. For those who are really scrambling to find somebody to talk to during this month, as things look a little bit more anxious than maybe we were expecting, Mickey, give us your email address again so we can talk to you.
Mickey, Mickey, @Envestim, ENVESTIM.com. They can follow us on our Facebook page, Envestim, and follow us on Twitter @Envestim1.
This could be an interesting week, Mickey. Thanks for your time. We'll talk at the end of it.
Thank you very much, David. Looking forward to it.